We did Darksiders 1, we did Darksiders 2, and we're doing Darksiders 3. Hello, welcome back. It's time we continue with the series. The intro cutscene summarizes the backstory and the lore of the conflict that opposes heaven and hell. It mentions the Nephilim, spawn of angels and demons, betrayed by their very own kind and only survivors, war, death, fury, and strife, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. They were granted inconceivable power by those sworn to maintain balance between order and chaos, the Charred Council. We played War during the first game, and Death on the second. This third episode is all about Fury, terrible engine of rage. Fury, of all the horsemen, she's the least predictable. The game opens up on our new main character and her loyal mount, Rampage, bored as ever in a desertic landscape. Then, the call. Fury gets teleported in front of the Charred Council, passing by a chained war. This tells us that the game happens after War was tricked into triggering the apocalypse in the 100 years he stayed there and waited for his judgment and headed back to Earth to get rid of the Destroyer. The Council goes on about how War shattered the Seventh Seal, which we know was the doing of the angels, and explains Earth is under attack. They keep going by saying that while they work on War's case, there's a matter that requires delicate attention. The 7 deadly sins have been released, and they roam the earth free. There's already too much going on between heaven and hell, so these guys cannot be left unchecked. Fury is tasked with capturing them, and in exchange, strikes a deal to become the leader of the horsemen once it's done. Just like in the first game, we are assigned a watcher to keep an eye on us. Little difference though, this watcher seems to be fond of Fury. She even admires her. The council tells Fury to look for a place called Haven, and as we leave, War tries to tell her that something is wrong with the universe and warn her, but she doesn't care. We land on Earth, and here we go. Before I get started, I want to clarify that the combat system has changed drastically from the first two games. It's called Combat Mode, and it's a bit more methodical combat system than Darksiders 1 and 2. You can also pick Classic, but I decided to play as the devs intended. From the get-go, I realized that it's much more demanding indeed. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's difficult like Dark Souls, but it's close. You know, wait, roll, counterattack, not mindlessly spamming the combos like the style of the previous games. The Watcher says we're close to one of the 7 as we learn the new combat system. Close indeed, as Envy shows up.
Protecting humans? Humans think creation favors them. They are apes crawling through dirt.
Envy thinks we're here to protect humanity, but we correct her and let her know it's her we're after. After getting hit right after the cutscene, I already know this game is going to test my patience. The game lets us know about Nephilim's respite, our health pots that refill as we're defeating enemies, and we attack Sin number 1. She does that classic slam the ground into shockwave move and fire projectiles. At 75 HP, we go down the floor and have to parkour our way up quickly before getting shot. She does it again at 33% HP, and again, we bring her back to the floor before she can finish casting. I died as she had only 2% left and had to start all the way back at the beginning in Souls-like fashion. Round 2 is smoother, and I managed to end it this time. Fury steals Envy's talisman and catches her with it. Also, convenient feature, it will show the way and glow towards the other sins. We leave the place and make it outside. In the world, we can find orange little balls scattered a bit everywhere. These can be various items like lurcher clumps. Basically, every time you defeat an enemy or break one of these clumps, you get souls that can be used to level up and buy stuff, but more on that soon. We can also find health shards, wrath shards, and many types of consumables to assist Fury in battle. We parkour down a cave filled with demons, and even fight a big angry dude that was guarding a fortifier enhancement that I attached to a weapon to upgrade it. Well, there it is. Big tree. A maker tree actually. Down the road we reunite with an old friend, Vulgrim. Vulgrim talks about the rumors of the horsemen being but pawns in a larger game, victims of a setup, and then opens his shop. Basically, these Vulgrim plinth are bonfires, or sites of lost grace. Here we can feed collected souls to level up and earn attribute points, teleport to another plinth to fast travel between the serpent holes, and buy various items. We check it out and then take a look at the 3 attributes we can upgrade: Health, Strength, and Arcane. Strength is damage with normal hits. Arcane is damage done with magic or with counterattacks after a dodge. We climb the giant roots, getting rid of any demons we see and trying to get as many items and souls as possible until we make it to the Maker's Forge.
Behind me, wee ones! Let me tend to our uninvited guests. A horseman.
A nice surprise. War's maker friend from the first game, Ulthane. By the way, again, this happens before War's quest. Ulthane says he cares for balance, and humans are part of this balance. Fury says she couldn't care less about humans, but get interrupted by a human, named Jones. He's pissed about this dumb conflict that ended up destroying everything for no reason. He asks Fury what she's fighting for, as Ulthane begs her to join forces. She says her mission is about the 7 deadly sins, nothing more. But when Ulthane says he can help with upgrading her gear, he says all she needs is to direct humans here, using the bridge, a magical teleport stone. One touch and they're sent to Haven. Ulthane then directs us towards Wrath, our next target. So yeah, the collectible of this third game are humans. We take the elevator down and get back to our quest. A bit further, I try out Fury's Havoc form, an all-powerful transformation that makes her really strong for a few seconds, that she can use once the bar is full. I also find my first human, make her touch the bridge and send her to Ulthane. With that, we reach the Nether and Wrath shouldn't be too far anymore. This place is infected with eggs and bug/crab enemies. We also learn to use the other bar that unleashes a powerful move with Fury's weapon. For a while we just wander the sewers, guided by the talisman, until we arrive in the subway. Across the ledge, we see what appears to be Sloth, but I don't know how to reach him yet. I keep going and finally see Wrath, who appears to be fighting some angels. I guide another human back to Ulthane and learn to use the peaceful bugs. I can grab them, make them feast on red goo, and use them like little Molotov cocktails to clear a path through spiderwebs. A mini-boss rushes towards me and I quickly dispose of it with the Havoc form. After a couple Molotov bugs puzzles, I meet another sin.
Fighter troll, witch!
Oh, that is unfortunate.
This is the first real boss of the game. So far, it's been pretty chill. Well, not anymore. I really wasn't ready for this guy, and having to rerun all the way there was annoying. Anyways, I died many times, but I saw it as a warning. Like, you can't win by just spamming, you need to learn how to dodge. I'm not an expert in Souls-like game, I'm not super fond of these types of games, but still, I finished Elden Ring, so I know what it takes. Wrath is pretty straightforward. Dodge, counterattack, that's literally it. But yeah, easier said than done. A few mistakes, and it's over. By now, I died enough times to be confident with the timings and best him. Fury summons Rampage, but the poor horse has been stabbed to death with angel blades. As she's distracted, Wrath stabs her, but she manages to get the upper hand.
My siblings used to refer to you as the dumb one. Yes! The harder you fight, the stronger I get!
I'll tear you apart!
Oh, you think you're angry? You barely scratched the surface.
Then let me dig deep!
Fury wakes up somewhere unknown and witnesses a strange scene. An angel and a demon approach this strange being they call the Lord of the Hollows, and they seem tired of fighting. As he says, immortality prevents the ultimate respite. He then proceeds to bestow the gift of final release to them, turning them to ash. The Lord of the Hollows turns towards Fury, and as he sees the Watcher, he says I'm just a puppet, and that the Council is playing her to further their own machinations. Fury explains the situation with the 7 deadly sins, but he sends a horde of skeletons at her. I fight off these guys, but it was just a test. And I failed, as I didn't resist the call to raw impulse. Fury says, whatever, and the Lord of the Hollows gifts her the power of the Flame Hollow, as he decides to choose a side. As we accept his gift, he says we should be careful, as things are not always what they seem. Oh, also he finishes by mentioning Avarice, the demon meddler. I need to deal with him. Alright then. Okay, so the Flame Hollow allows us to use the power of fire. I don't need Molotov bugs anymore to deal with the spider webs, and I get a new special weapon that wields fire on triangle. I can also swim in lava and jump super high. And the spectral ability is different also. Vulgrim appears and suspects Angel are plotting after what happened to Rampage. Anyway, we follow the path and keep exploring the hollows. This place is full of skeletons and dangerous enemies. We even get to find the Chosen, hidden mini-bosses that reward us with items to fully upgrade our weapons. The Flame Warden was annoying because the arena is ridiculously small and the camera was not helpful at all. I defeat the foe with plenty of HP left and follow up with the fire, spider web and buttons puzzle. More skeletons. Many more skeletons. Until I decide to pay a visit to my friend back at the Maker's Forge. I upgrade my fire weapon to +2 as well as the enhancement I picked up earlier. Back to the hollows, the next puzzle involves finding the 2 missing swords. By the way, I love this Easter egg from the devs.
It's always 3, isn't it? 3 keys, 3 stones, 3 swords. Rather. Have you lost your mind? No. I just is when the creator takes shortcuts.
I kept saying how everything always comes in sets of 3 in the Darksiders 2 video. As you can tell, we need to do many things 3 times in this game. But it's fine. In this game, it's not as obvious. We look around the place, beat up hordes of skeletons, solve spiderwebs puzzles, and get the swords back to get out of here. This is where we cross paths with... child? Nope. Little gremlins who throw bombs. Lovely. This whole section is about avoiding bombs and avoiding traps. I swear, it's so annoying to walk in a trap and have to redo the whole way. We free the chandelier and climb up the dino until our talisman starts glowing.
I'm just saying.
Some people have no appreciation for the finer things in life.
Avarice.
Fury. Welcome to my hall of treasure. Unfortunately, you forgot to pay the entrance fee. Your life.
Avarice is really easy, actually. From time to time, he will climb one of his towers of treasures, where we can't reach him, and throw stuff at us. He also swings bathtubs at us, but it's honestly pretty weak, and at this point, I didn't spend any points in the HP attribute. I died once because I agreed, as he had like 2 HP, but a second try will be enough. Fury absorbs Avarice with the talisman, and gets teleported to the Lord of the Hollows once more. He says my battle with Avarice proved I value my mission above material possession, and he says I'm ready for stronger tools of destruction before sending me off. Storm Hollow. I can switch between fire and thunder now. The storm weapon is my favorite, and I'm just gonna use this one until the end of the game. I can also glide in the air, that's cool. I take the time to collect all the items laying around Avarice's place and head back to the Maker's Forge to upgrade the Lens of Scorn to +2. Remember when we saw Sloth? I teleport back there and use some of my powers to create a path. We have another explosive bug puzzle, but with purple stuff, and continue down the sewers, getting jump scares by sneaky bugs. After a short swim into surprisingly clear waters, I managed to open the way and I have to crawl through gross tunnels surrounded by giant insects, like this big guy over here. There's even a part where it's pitch black. Creepy. Anyway, after a long trip in this lovely place, I finally managed to reach the next deadly sin.
Darling, do I look like I'll be fighting anything or anyone anytime soon?
You have no choice.
There's always a choice, darling. I choose not to choose. Too much of a bother. I'd laugh at you, but it's too much effort. Don't take offense. You're playing your part well in our wee morality play. But really, why bother? It's the apocalypse. Woo. I'm completely over it. My sole concern is comfort.
Alright, gross. Phase 1, Sloth chills on his throne, carried by his crab slaves. We get rid of those and he gets mad about having to move and stuff. This guy hits hard and chains 3 swings in a row. He also does ground pounds and leaps, which makes it a million times easier. Like it's often the case for Darksiders bosses, staying far and waiting for his gap closing move is the easiest way to dodge and counterattack. First try. My guy surely talks a lot for what is supposed to be the embodiment of Sloth, but oh well, another bad guy in the bag. Back to the crossroad, we can now crawl towards the next area. Even if it's filled with demons, it's still more welcoming than the tunnels full of bugs, as well as much more open. We're advancing through the remnants of a big city, overwhelmed with nature and hellish creatures. For a while, it's just plain and simple fighting off monsters, until we reach a church.
Shield your eyes! Right. What is that?
Well, well, well. Imagine my disappointment. To think that this is the best the Council has to offer. Of the fabled 4 horsemen, they send the lowliest, the most pathetic of all.
Pride, charming as ever. I've come for you.
We have a little chat with Pride, but unfortunately, she's too proud to accept the challenge until we get rid of all the other sins first. She opens up a portal to her lair, but denies entry. Doors closed until she's the only one left. Once inside the church, we open up the way with the giant bell, and further down the path, meet with another friendly creature. These demonic land jellyfishes like to put fury on their backs. We can use them as platforms and even make them move. And just like that, it's time we arrive to the Bonelands. Oh boy. This half-flooded area is home to cowardly demons that throw stuff at you and run away. They also have big guys in chairs that remind me of Jarmea, the scribe from Darksiders 2. We navigate the area with the help of our new friends and get in the middle of an argument between heaven and hell. After a fun and not frustrating demon jellyfish puzzle, we face off with a griffin, but ain't nobody got time for that. We have no choice but to battle with angels and demons alike, but I don't discriminate. I bully a living platform towards what seems to be the angel headquarters. Here, I have to survive a couple waves of small fry before having to defeat the angelic champion mini-boss. This guy is fast and uses a shield, but he's no match for Fury. As I emerge victorious, I'm interrupted by Uziel and his incredible bell mace. He tells me he has problems of his own and asks for our help. Uziel mentions that his brethren are being murdered by undead angels and undead demons. He wants to help getting rid of the one causing them to turn into abominations. Conveniently, it appears the problem comes from lust, the next deadly sin on our hit list. It's actually a bit more complicated than that. Something about an unnamed demon rumored to have bestowed upon Lust the very power to take on the forces of heaven and hell, a spoiler in the apocalypse. He promises to help figure out who tried to kill me and what happened to my horse if I agree to deal with Lust, and even gifts me the crossblade to prove his word. Okay, so Salvation, the crossblade, works exactly like in the previous titles, with the exception of Fury being able to imbue it with the Hallow's power she's currently using. We use our new toy to clear a path in the wasteland, getting rid of the zombified angels and demons scattered around the place. We take the highway as the talisman shows the way, and the Kraken tries to crush us. He ends up actually catching Fury, but a crossblade to the eye sets her free. After that, we just need to hit all 4 eyes at once to flee towards the next boss fight. Fury confronts Lust as the sin tries to get inside her head. She talks a lot, but get interrupted by gunshots.
Stand down, Fury.
Death. What are you, all of you, doing here?
Are we not 4 horsemen united? We are here to confirm that the mission is complete.
The mission.
The other sins have been destroyed by my hand. Death worked to free war and clear his name. More importantly, we have exposed a great conspiracy.
What conspiracy?
Heaven and hell working in secret consort to bring about the apocalypse earlier than anyone would wish for.
The Charred Council has dispatched us together to wreak havoc on both sides. Balance will be restored. The wicked will be punished.
You mean all of this?
We are to unseat the rulers of both sides. And in honor of your unwavering loyalty to the cause, the Council has decreed that you will lead the Horsemen.
You, Fury, will usher in a new age on Earth.
Of course. Finally, everything makes some sort of divine sense.
It does?
Mistress, is this not everything you wanted? Finally come to you.
Set aside the past, sister. Today, we live in service to you.
I will be done.
This is not real!
What?
Oh, it was worth a shot.
I admit I was excited to see my brothers, but yeah, obviously it was not real. Lust is another pretty straightforward fight, at least during phase 1. During phase 2, Uziel comes to the rescue. Unfortunately, he is much more vulnerable than Fury, and as Lust tells him he can return the angels to their former glory, my ally turns against me. Now it's 2 versus 1. Uziel is kind of annoying because he hits very fast, not so simple to evade. Anyway, my strategy here is to ignore the Archangel as much as I can, and focus on Lust. I do so by running away and counterattacking her forward dashes. Even in defeat, our foe is not willing to reveal where she got her powers to raise the dead. Fury catches the deadly sin with the talisman, but now it's time to deal with Uziel. We forgive him, he says he owes his life to Fury, and then he flies away. And Fury gets sent to the Hollows once more. We're gifted a new power and get sent back. The Force Hollow allows Fury to turn into a ball and magnetically attach to purple crystal walls. We can also use the big hammer to get rid of the purple barnacles. Back to the Bonelands, the road takes us right behind our Kraken body, and we sting it right in the back. We can follow the talisman by jumping into that hole he dove into, and ready ourselves for some underwater fun. The Force Hollow allows Fury to be very heavy and walk underwater. We hang out in the depth for a while, finding off faceless ones and solving puzzles. We also get rid of another Chosen, the Templar of the Damned, with his big shield and flaming spear. We can also push blocks with the hammer for puzzles. As we progress in the depth, Fury tells the Watcher she can smell Gluttony. Oh, and this place is also the Kraken's lair. There's a subway station here too. We even get to solve a puzzle involving a trolley and some tracks. We progress down the tunnels and... a feast? Fury isn't stupid though. She knows exactly what it means.
You broke my illusion! You should have remained inside your desire, horseman. It would have been more merciful than what I'll do to you.
If you can reach me.
Perhaps I shall disembowel you and let you watch your guts spill out in front of you.
Try your best, you bloated thing.
That cocks your voice. You think I will be an easy kill?
The easiest of all.
But I'm not yet full. You know I've tried. I've been feasting, but I'm still not satisfied.
Rampage's head is the only thing left of Fury's loyal horse, and the battle begins. Gluttony doesn't move from the center of the arena, hanging out in his giant tentacle. When he hides inside and swings, the only way to avoid getting hit is to hug the walls. But when we stay far, he just spits out toxic waste that stays on the floor. The best moment to hit him is when he attacks with his arms. He also has a special trick where he breathes in and attracts you, trying to eat you. This fight is fun but a bit long, because the windows during which Gluttony is vulnerable are rare. That is only phase 1 though. When he gets to mid HP, we're sent underwater to face off the Kraken form. I didn't like this part. You need to avoid getting hit by the giant tentacles, then lead the bombs to him when he breathes in. A very classic boss mechanic. Fury finishes the giant squid and catches it before getting sent to the Hollows once more. The Lord of the Hollows gives us the Stasis Hollow and the Ice power-up, then says that next time we meet, only one of us will survive, okay? With the Stasis Hollow, Fury can walk on water and grab on specific walls to wall jump. We're now back where we were before in the early game, after we faced against Wrath, and this time we're determined to finish him for good. Fury's new powers allows us to reach the next area, the Scar. This whole zone is painful. Enemies are not messing around anymore, and they're everywhere. We can use the Stasis to freeze stuff for a short time, and swing off these big... never mind. It's strange because I haven't had a single problem so far, but at this specific spot, I crashed twice. I don't know why, but look, this big swinging rod here doesn't work well for some reason. It was frustrating. Then I had to use the crossblade imbued with the Force Hollow to move it, then freeze it with the Stasis Hollow at the right timing. Oh, and I kept falling because of the bugged swinging rod. I was getting slightly crazy, and it crashed again. I finally managed to make it work and proceed to the next section. To let off some steam, I take a second to annoy a demon. You don't know how to jump. The following area is filled with even more demons and some more swings that we need to freeze on time. For the first time in the game, I decide to just ignore a majority of these guys. Too many enemies, not enough checkpoints.
I don't think it's aiming for me, mistress.
More enemies, more fighting, more parkour, then finally an elevator. Remember what the Lord of the Hollows said like a while ago about Avarice the demon meddler? Well, there he is. Fury tells him that the Lord of the Hollows wants him dead, and she wants to know why. Avarice says over there will be the home of a very important demon, someone who will win this war once and for all. Apparently the Lord of the Hollows doesn't want that, and fears change. You guessed it, he's talking about the Destroyer, and he's overseeing the construction of the Black Throne. The worst level from Darksiders 1. Avarice tries to convince Fury she's wrong, and the actual bad guy is the Lord of the Hollows. When the time comes to make our choice, I don't hesitate. I'm not siding with the demon who built the Black Throne. Obviously, he's not happy with our answer, and gets ready to battle. This fight is incredibly easy, and I quickly destroy him. I get rewarded with the soul of Avarice, and get back to trying to find Wrath. First, I have to cross a desert with tornadoes. I died so many times here because I didn't think about activating the Force Hollow to make Fury heavier. We cross from subway to subway and solve puzzles involving gravity and wind. The next area of the Scar requires Fury to navigate through the heavy machinery as the demons are building the Black Throne. I find another chosen, the Grok, and absolutely demolish him. I've played enough to be able to dodge properly now. Better late than never, I guess. I also play tricks on them. I set fire to the tornado, and as it disappears, it thanks Fury. This isn't explained in the game, but fan theories online suggest it was the soul of her horse rampage, or just an ancient spirit trapped in there. Anyway, looks like it's finally time for the rematch against Wrath. The fight takes place in an arena. Fury jumps in and gets welcomed by the deadly Sin. He even tries to move on her. After all, Fury and Wrath, two similar concepts? This fight is obviously harder than the early one. Wrath has more moves and it hits hard. But there's nothing particularly original about his moveset. What makes the fight interesting is the fact that we're not alone in the arena, as angels and demons are also taking part in the show. This doesn't change much, right? Well, it does. Even if the others are busy with their own fights, Wrath will sometimes ignore me to one-shot some of these guys and heal. This means we have to hurry. If we play the classic, stay back and wait for the dash strategy, it will simply never end. So that's exactly what we do. When Wrath turns to the others, spam attack. I almost got him twice, but he kept healing at the last moment. When we finally manage to finish him off, he gets really angry and heals all of his HP, but at least it's a 1v1 now.
Skillfully it appears. Am I still beautiful?
Well, that was cool. Well, if you followed so far, you will know that makes 6 deadly sins out of 7. The only one that's left is Pride, who told Fury to come back once all the others were vanquished. Unfortunately, I made a mistake here. I ran to Pride and started the last chapter of the game, but apparently I was supposed to visit the Lord of the Hollows and bring him the soul of Avarice. So I'll just explain what happens if you visit him. Just like Avarice, Fury will have to choose if she wants to spare him or fight him. If you choose spare, Fury will ask the Lord of the Hollows if Avarice was right. Is it true he wants to hollow the world, using Fury to gain the power to do so? The Lord of the Hollows then says he used to belong to the Charred Council long ago. He was a force of balance, but started to doubt his masters. He says the council focused so much on heaven and hell that they forgot about humanity. Apparently humans were meant for so much more. Humans were always meant to embody the universal balance. They were created to evolve. Someone means to prevent humanity from reaching its full potential, and they did so with the premature war, as the council allowed it to happen. The Lord of the Hollows heard whispers and saw the signs. Thus, he prepared by gathering souls from angels, demons, and humans so he can offer humanity the opportunity to see its potential realized, as he feels guilty for his complicity with the Charred Council. To achieve balance and save the world from heaven and hell, the Lord of the Hollows chose to side with Fury. He then asks Fury, "What do you choose?" She answers life, and the Lord of the Hollows starts shining, explodes into a million bits, and leaves but one thing behind to Fury: the mysterious stone sigil. The game has 2 endings. The long one, that happens if you kill Avarice, spare the Lord of the Hollows, and get the mysterious stone sigil. And the other ending, if you do anything else, like never meet Avarice, spare him and don't go back to the Lord of the Hollows, spare him and kill the Lord of the Hollows, kill Avarice and kill the Lord of the Hollows. Since I didn't go back to the Lord of the Hollows before triggering the endgame, I got the other ending, but I'll explain both endings when we get there. Oh, also, if Fury decides to fight the Lord of the Hollows, he'll be disappointed in her. You can find footage of the fight online. This guy is pretty slow, but he has a lot of HP and summons skeletons to fight alongside him. As Fury defeats him, he doesn't leave the mysterious stone sigil behind. Alright, as I was saying, next step, Pride. Just like Lost, she tries to strike a deal with Fury. You and me should unite to rule together, blah blah blah, bad guy speech. Fury says Pride is ugly, and we get to fighting. Pride has a shield that we need to hit a few times before we can do any damage to her. This shield comes back after a bit, so yeah, we have to make the best of it. The stay far and wait for the dash works pretty well here, and we make it to phase 2. Pride detaches the statue's head, and now there's a laser beam that hangs out in the arena. That's it, really simple.
Who do you think released the Seven from our prison? What purpose do we serve without humanity to corrupt? Tell me my words do not ring true. You cannot deny the pride that still resides within you, can you?
Enough empty flattery! Tell me everything.
You already know everything, mistress. The great irony here is that for once, your enemy is right. You should feel pride, but you do not. You only feel fear. Fear that you came this close to greatness, only to fall!
See? Your council betrays you.
Watcher?
Always so pretty. I used to be so jealous of you, sister.
Envy.
No. Was all true!
Yes, all of it. I envy that ignorance. Bliss, is it not?
You know what else I envy?
Your
Power! And thanks to our mutual benefactors, that power is mine!
Pride had it right. The Charred Council
Set you up. They want us all dead. All seven sins and the horsemen. No! Oh, but I knew better.
jealousy and jealousy. I took the form of a trusted servant, and you, horseman, became both my sword and my shield. With the other sins out of the way, I will destroy the Charred Council once and for all! Only then will the Earth finally be mine! Pride goeth before the fall! A bit on the nose, but the message is clear!
We wake up at the Maker's Forge with Jones the human. Jones says Fury's purpose is to defend the balance, but she feels weak and defeated. Jones finds the words to cheer her up, telling her that this journey made her feel alive, and with life, there is always hope. As Fury goes to meet with Ulthane, she sees his work is complete. Ulthane says that envy holds the power of the Seven, but it's not over. The reflecting pool is ready, and will take you to your heart's desire. Fury needs to find her resolve, stop Envy, and confront the Council. So yeah, we dive in the pool and get ready to finish this. We witness Envy brawling with the Charred Council. Her plan is to destroy them, wait out the apocalypse, then destroy whatever weakened general remain to rule the Earth.
The Earth will be mine!
It's over, Envy! You have failed!
Kill her, horseman! We command!
Oh, shut up! You command nothing but my scorn, and you will know my fury soon enough!
Blasphemy! Trev!
Yield or die, Envy!
Seriously?
No, but it was worth a shot.
Envy is extremely fast, but predictable. The counter-attack strategy works wonders once more. The specificity of this fight comes from the talisman. Envy summons the powers of the deadly sins trapped in there against Fury. Just dodge and wait for her to dash. You can even counter-attack some of the mirror images. Unfortunately, this fight looks cool, but it's very anticlimactic. So easy. In a cool cutscene, Fury pierces Envy with her flail, retrieves the talisman, and catches the last sin with it.
You have overstepped your bounds, horseman. You shall be punished, along with your brothers, like the impudent child you are!
No! I will not die like this! I will not allow your corruption to spread!
As Fury escapes, Haven and the Maker's Forge is under attack. The Council is enraged, and no doubt fueling the attack on Haven in secret.
If you have a plan for them, the time is now. Heaven, hell, the Charred Council, they wish to see them annihilated. You know this, but perhaps you don't know the reason. Even before the apocalypse, why were your lives so hard? Because you were created for a great purpose and left unprotected. So those who fear you have set out to destroy you with false promises and wars and sin that they blame on you. They all fear you. That fear can be used against them. Humanity can win this war.
Look around you. This is what's left of humanity, and we are in no shape to fight a war on the scale you suggest.
No. You must hide.
From the eyes of heaven and hell? The Council? That's exactly what must be done. But what humanity needs more than a good hidey-hole is a protector.
A protector?
Charge! Let the armies of hell eliminate all that is human. Once and for all, we shall raise this planet. Makers, if you honor your station, do what must be done! Makers will buy us the necessary time to shuttle the other humans away.
Away to where?
Not back to the council chamber. What sort of a maker would I be if I built a doorway that only connected two places, huh? Your heart's desire, horseman. Safe place for the poor and wanted.
I don't understand.
Aye, well, you will. Sadly, you will understand it all as you travel with them.
Me?
They are in need of a protector, and you need a new purpose. Am I wrong?
I vow to use all of the powers in my possession to protect humanity. And one day, we will set things right. Together. Uthane, my brother, War, is an innocent in this drama. If you ever find an opportunity to assist him in any way, I would ask you to do so.
I will.
Thank you, Maker. May our future be one of justice.
Aye. Safe travels, horseman.
Strife.
Credits roll, and we get a short post-credit scene featuring Lilith and a mysterious voice.
It is of no concern. Abaddon rules over the earth. Heaven and hell scramble to take their place at the table. And the council? The council works against the very balance they profess to uphold. Soon, corruption will overtake them all. And only I shall remain. You may go.
By the way, the only difference between this ending and the one where Fury spares the Lord of the Hollows is that she brings out the stone to scare the council with it. They ask where she got it, and Fury answers that it was not made for them, and that it feels pretty good. She adds that this stone can destroy them. Also in the post-credit scene, the voice says something different and scolds Lilith in the lines of,
Fool! I told you to silence the traitor! No matter. The young one remains unaware of the power she possesses. The council will deliberate this turn, and they will send war to Earth. A mistake. The final seal will be broken, and I will revel in the chaos. You may go.
So yeah, the ending where we have the stone seems to be the good canon ending. I don't know what it does, and we don't know who is talking to Lilith, but I'm pretty sure we'll figure it out in the next game. After the post-credit scene, we can start the game over in Armageddon 1 and replay it in a higher difficulty, but keep our levels and enhancements. Alright, that's it. In all honesty, I really enjoyed Darksiders 3, even if I think this game was not on the same level of the first two. But that doesn't mean it was bad, just it kind of felt like a filler episode. I appreciate the fact that they tried to follow the trend and work towards a more Souls-like game, and I thought it was appropriate with the universe. Honestly, why not? I was really struggling in the first couple hours and told myself this was not going to be a good time, but I was wrong actually. The gameplay felt nice. I also grew fond of Fury. You know, in the beginning she's all like, "Bleh, I'm cranky and mean and I yell and all that." But as the game unfolds, she gets more and more human. As usual, the soundtrack and the design are impeccable, the voice acting, the atmosphere. I can tell a lot of work and effort have been put into this game. I gladly excused a few bugs here and there because I genuinely had a good time during this playthrough. But yeah, as I was saying, I was hoping to learn more about the plot. I'm still a bit hungry for lore. I get that the 7 deadly sins were good excuses for bosses set in the Darksiders franchise, but yeah, apart from the Lord of the Hollows past, we don't learn much new stuff. I like checking out the early Black Throne though. But yeah, we still left wondering what happens at the end of Darksiders 1. It was nice to see Strife too. I'm excited to shoot some demons in Darksiders Genesis. As usual, I'm going to try and keep it short, so please let me know what you thought about the game or this video in the comments. I'm curious to see if you guys liked it and why. Also, I might have missed some things, so don't hesitate to point it to me. You can also like and subscribe if you want to see the next video about Darksiders Genesis and whatever else I'll be talking about in the future. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.